I'm gonna show you why you should never give up in Le Mans Ultimate. Because this 6-hour endurance race would rapidly go on to become one of the most insane comeback drives we've ever pulled off.
Don't jinx it, don't jinx it, don't get excited now.
It was full of emotional ups and downs.
What the fuck just happened?
But that's P1, that was P1.
And full of drama as per usual.
What?
He tried to kill me.
But with the help of Kaname, one of the best controller players on Le Mans Ultimate, we're gonna go from being lapped in the first few opening laps of the race to fighting for a podium by the end of the 6 hours. This is the story of two sim racers who never stopped believing. It is currently 12:45 on a Saturday. Going into this race, I already knew this would not be as easy as a previous victory around Spa in the top split, because Le Mans and I do not go well together.
No! And that's it. Point.
With quali being less than 15 minutes away, I needed to get ready and up to speed. Oh boy. Now, we opted to go for the mediums in qualifying because it gave us the most strategic flexibility. This means we can use the mediums whenever we want and we're not necessarily locked into a soft stint later on. The tricky part will be to get these mediums up into the right temperature range because their peak operating window is slightly higher compared to the softs. But we have brought another lap of fuel to compensate for that. And there's going to be more than enough time to do 3 laps around here. Unfortunately, I run a little bit deep coming out of Indianapolis.
Little twitch. God damn, that's fucking scary, man.
I managed to put a 3-minute 29 on the board, but there's some crazy fast drivers in here.
325 P1, by the way.
But I wasn't worried because I knew there was still a lot of time to find because my mediums were not quite up to temperature yet, and they are now. The lap is far from perfect, and I unfortunately go wide at several places, but still, as the checker flag fell, I'm gonna be able to put up a 3-minute 27 on the board that's going to guarantee us P3.
Good job, Kai. That was a good lap.
Let's go!
That was a good lap. Hey, that was on mediums too. So you could have done probably like a mid-26 if you want to solve.
All right.
But the hardest challenge we're gonna face today is yet to come. Nothing was going to prepare me for what awaited me in this first stint. We opted to start on the mediums that we used in quali so that we can get this used set of tires out of the way as soon as possible. Since today's strategy is going to be all about saving tires and saving an extra lap of fuel every stint. If done correctly, we are going to do 1 less pit stop compared to everybody else, which might just pay off big. But first, we have to survive this opening lap first.
Holy shit, somebody forgot there was a race.
People are sending it left and right, already losing a position into turn 1 to the BMW next to me. Cars are going off track on all sides. I actually almost get pushed off track here. The slow Porsche rejoins right in front of me, and again I have to lift, and now he tries to go down the inside of the Valkyrie, and I see it coming. I try to set up a switchback, but unfortunately the Valkyrie gets out of shape, and I'm gonna have to lift again, losing another position down the inside, and I get pushed off track here and get given an illegal pass.
Illegal pass. He pushed me off track, bro.
And we're gonna lose 2 more positions because of that.
It's a 6-hour race, so don't worry about it. You got it completely fucked over.
A lot of these guys are trying to win this race on the opening lap. But for me, as long as the car is in one piece, we can always recoup these positions later on. Because I believe we have better consistency and better race pace overall. I managed to get a good exit out of the first chicane and move back up to P8, overtaking the Peugeot. I managed to do the same into the next chicane, braking late, carrying good speed, and setting up a good exit that's going to allow me to tuck into the slipstream and come in with a lot of overspeed into the next corner. And he backs out early. I'm going to have free rein into the next right-hander. But this battling has cost us a lot of time. And we're not exactly on schedule with the fuel saving as well, because we have to push a lot on these first few opening laps. I'm gonna have to do a lot of lifting and coasting in order to meet my virtual energy targets, while simultaneously keeping the cars behind right where they are, because they are hungry and they are pushing flat out. We briefly get overtaken by P8, but it doesn't take long before he makes a mistake. Into turn 1, he goes very, very deep, and I'm gonna get a very good run on him. Through the Dunlop hoop, he's gonna go defensive, and I have to back out for now. But it does not take long for him to make another mistake. He goes a little bit wide, which delays the throttle. We're gonna tuck into his slipstream and make easy work of him going into the first chicane. But this is not a viable strategy. Battling like this is costing us a lot of time, and we're not even on the same strategy. But as long as I can keep the guys ahead within 10 to 20 seconds within this first stint, we can recover all that time later on through strategy alone. But it doesn't take long before something horrible happens. Going into Indianapolis, the yellow flags are out and I go slightly deep, but on the exit there's a Porsche waiting for me and I see him way too late. What are the odds? The only time I go wide, there's a hypercar parked in the gravel trap. This is going to be a very difficult limp all the way to the pits. My steering wheel is crooked, my front right suspension is completely gone, and my front and rear bumper are not doing that hot either. The car is barely holding up together. I managed to crawl my way back to the pits, but this little maneuver is going to cost us a lot of time.
Oh, that's so unlucky, man.
Because not only did we have to pit way earlier than intended, we're also gonna have to sit in the pits for 100 seconds of damage repairs.
You want to drive?
We're going to come out of the pits nearly a full lap behind the leaders. I was this close to turning off the sim and calling it a day. However, there's one thing you guys might know about me, and it's that I never give up. 6 hours is quite a lot of time, and a lot of things can happen within those 6 hours. Fear a man who has nothing to lose, because when you are down in rock bottom, the only way to go from here is up. And up the timing board, we win. On lap 7, P9 dives into the pits with damage, but we're not doing too hot either. All 4 of our tires are excessively worn and a little flat spotted because we opted to not change them in order to save time. And 2 cars have already DNF'd at this point, but not us because we're still in the fight. But right now, we have more pressing matters because I'm about to be lapped by P1 and soon after P2 and then P3. But it doesn't really matter because they're about to go into the box anyways, and we are still sticking to our original strategy of saving 1 extra lap per stint. All I need to do now is to not spin or damage the car and wait for the others around us to make mistakes. And it would only be a matter of time because literally everybody is pushing flat out. And the more you push, the harder your rears are gonna get. The more you push, the more mistakes you're going to make.
Oh, somebody has gone off into the runoff.
On lap 12, we overtake P11 on track, who's going very, very slowly coming out of the first chicane.
What the?
And just half a lap later into Indianapolis, another DNF that allows us to move up to P10.
I mean, you're already P10 and you were last place. That 1 minute and 40 seconds you see to P9 is the damage you prepared.
We're not doing that bad, actually.
As the car got lighter and lighter on a lighter fuel load, I started going faster and faster.
That's really nice, bro. You're the fastest guy. Last lap, you're the fastest guy, bro. By quite a mile.
Oh yeah, keep glazing me. I'm gonna go even faster now.
But this is when something completely unexpected happened. On lap 15, going into Indianapolis, both cars in front of us seems to have lost loads of time.
I have good news. P9 has huge damage and he's pitting.
Oh
So we're
shit.
about P9 again.
Okay.
Bro, I'm telling you, Kai. I'm fucking telling you. It's possible. Like, it really is. That is already P9. Oh, you're going to be P9 already, bro.
Oh, 8 and 9 are both boxing.
Oh, wait. 8th is... Oh my God. Oh my God. 8th as well. Oh my God. Dude, if you're P8 already, like, that is really fucking good.
And just a lap later, the track has claimed another victim. P6 has also suffered huge damage
All right, P7 is just not going to pitch that huge damage, so
and is limping back to the pits. Another free overtake for us, and we're gonna move up to P7 here. The gaps are coming down, but they're not coming down fast enough. And the very next lap, we come in for a fresh refill of virtual energy, but unfortunately, we don't have enough tires for me to bolt on another set. This means I'm gonna have to drive this entire next stint on crap shot and flat spotted tires. And as night fell, I knew as long as I didn't make any critical mistakes and handed the car in one piece to Kaname, we would be in very good hands. However, as night fell, track temperature is going to keep dropping and dropping. And I wouldn't even be surprised if more and more people would start to make mistakes. We gotta be careful not to be one of them. But somehow, the colder and darker it got out on track, the faster and more confident I got.
Oh, night driving in Le Mans is... Oh my god, it's so fun. Again, 9 seconds. Actually, no, 11 seconds to P6 during this stint. On shitty tires. Just saying, guys, there's a chance. P5 is on the table.
And by the time I came into the pits for our first driver swap of the day, I had managed to claw back another minute to P6 directly ahead of us.
Show them who you are, bud. Kaname, show them who you are.
At this rate, we were still 3 full minutes behind the leaders, but we had at least managed to unlap ourselves until we got lapped again. Fortunately for us, Kaname is one of the greatest controller players on Le Mans Ultimate, and he's gonna show us exactly why in these next 4 stints. The track was so cold at this point, and it was so difficult to get the tires up to temp, but once they did, and by the time Kaname set his first valid lap of the day in the race, he's literally going to be 5 seconds faster than P6 every single lap. I had never seen gaps melt away this fast before. On lap 43, we overtake P6 in the pits, and after a swift pit stop, we overtake Bauer in the BMW in the pits to move up to P6 again. And on lap 56, we overtake P5 in the pits. At this rate, we were only a minute and a half behind the leaders. It's crazy to think that just a few hours ago, we were a full lap behind these guys, and we had managed to claw back over 2 minutes. We went from being the hunted to being the hunters, and things would only get better and better from here. And that's not to say that we didn't have any unfortunate moments of our own, especially when it comes to dealing with traffic. In my experience so far, GT3 drivers are best compared to deer in headlights. They're good drivers, and usually they're pretty consistent. But whenever they get caught by a faster class behind, they tend to panic. And all of a sudden, their driving becomes erratic, unpredictable, and they can't make up their mind whether to go left or right. As the sun rose, we decided to go for the mediums, even though the track was still very cold. And a lot of people are actually choosing to go back onto another set of the softs. This is good for now, but once the sun comes up and the track starts to get hotter and hotter, these people will struggle. The temperature on those softs are going to be well over the peak operating window for the soft compound of tires. We're taking a small L in the first opening laps, where it's tricky to get the mediums up to temperature in order to reap the benefits in the second stint on the same set of tires. And the next thing you know, we are 5 seconds away from P5. And while I watched the gap melt away, something incredible happened. P4 has been sitting in the pits for the last minute or so.
P4 still sitting in the pits. You're now only a minute and 20 seconds behind P4. He's still sitting there. I think he's repairing the damage.
That's actually huge, by the way.
You're not 40 seconds behind. This might be big. This might be big. He's still there.
And while P6 is still sitting in the pits, Kaname is going to send an absolute diabolical dive bomb down the inside to secure us P4.
I knew it was going to break early, too.
And this is when we started to think, could the podium be possible? With an hour and 45 minutes left on the clock, the win might be too much of a stretch. And unfortunately, I think we might just have to content ourselves with the podium. But wait a minute, P3 has gone into the pits with 47% virtual energy left. Hold up. Wait a minute. That is not a scheduled pit stop.
Box the slap, box the slap. Eh? P3 pinned it? Oh!
No way. Don't. What? What happened, bro? What happened?
I think he spun.
He spun?
Yeah, I think he did. Podium is on, baby.
Oh
Walk
my
away. Oh!
What's going on right now? What's going on? Kai, talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. What's going on right now? What's going on right now?
You
What
fucking
is
binned
going
it.
on?
Yeah, you
Beautiful.
binned it. He's in the pits in front of you, bro.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
That's him right there. Yeah, wave to him as he drives by.
Oh, man.
No way. There's no way.
By the time Kaname handed me the car with 1 hour left on the clock,
Mega lap.
See gravel
Mega
over there.
stints. Box.
we were up in P2.
Good stuff.
Oh, you have a stint and a half.
And I would only come out about 45 seconds behind P2. However, I was on cold tires and I had one mission. Full push, no risk. Even though we get briefly overtaken by P5, who's on warmer tires, let me remind you that he was well over 2 minutes ahead of us just a few hours ago.
It's a little cold.
Luckily at Le Mans, the tires warm up pretty quickly, and when they did, I started flying. Just from getting used to the driving conditions and the setup, I had gained so much confidence in the past few hours. And despite being on a full tank of fuel, I was keeping up with P4 pretty well and maintaining a consistent gap to P2 and 3. If we're gonna get this podium, it's gonna have to come down to the wire. I was now consistently lapping in the low 29s, whereas in the beginning of this race, I was lapping easily a second or a second and a half slower. You can tell we're inching closer and closer to the end of the race. People are getting tired, they're making mistakes, and we nearly get killed by a Cadillac sponsor board.
What the?
What is that? What the fuck?
I thought the board was gonna kill me.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
I was now steadily closing to P2 and 3, gaining
get a check on
time
this lap? Or
every
no?
single lap, and I'm going faster
fine,
and
man.
faster. And look at their virtual energy. They have to make another pit stop, and they're literally only a pit stop distance away from us. I mean, to be fair, we also have to box, but it's only going to be a splash and dash, which is when you only put a minimum amount of fuel into the car to minimize the time loss in the pits. This race is going to have to come down to the last few laps. P2 boxes and goes into the pit. This moves us up to P3, and now it's all about the lap times you can pump out, how consistent you are, how lucky you get with the traffic. On lap 92, we overtake P2 in the pits and move up into
Make it easier
P2
for
ourselves.
yourself.
But
Go to
remember,
the-
we're gonna have to pit
when you're on the
again
straight.
as well. But the question is, where are we going to come out? We don't have to put in as much virtual energy as they do, but we're probably still going to come out behind.
Yep.
And our luck with traffic has not exactly been the best.
Fuck.
And again, into the Porsche curves.
I lost like 3 seconds behind those two men. Fuck my life. So unlucky. Unlucky combination.
The gap is still about 20 seconds to P3 and 4. P1 is going to be a little bit out of reach, but I still think a podium is well on the table. But this was not going to be easy because my mediums are slowly fading and I have to be careful not to end up in the wall like this guy.
P did it at 3:30 by the way.
What the fuck just happened?
What is that?
I was making great time, gaining to P4 and actually gaining quite a few seconds to the leader as well. But this is when something completely unexpected happened.
What? But that's P1. That was P1. Wait. What is it? Was that P1?
That was
Oh my
P1.
god, he has a wing. Kai, look up here. He has no wing.
Huh?
Yeah, this dude is the Valk, but that was P1. He bottled.
And then he hit me? He hit me. He tried to kill me.
He has
Shit.
huge damage. Huge damage.
Dumbass.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Bro, he's punching the air right now.
Bro, podium is actually on, bro. There's no way.
Luckily, we didn't get any type of damage. Especially suspension damage would have been game over for us
We
there.
were last. We were last place, bro. We were last
Don't jinx it.
place.
Don't jinx it. Don't get excited now.
Unfortunately, I lacked the raw pace to really challenge
Yeah, there's 2
P1 and
seconds between
P2
P1
today.
and P2.
And I was hoping that they would maybe battle in the last few laps and we could get a cheeky little win that way, but it didn't end up happening. In the end, we're gonna come across the start-finish line one last time today, proudly in P3. And I am so glad that we never gave up in this race, even though I was
Okay.
this
That's
close
insane. We actually
to
did it.
Alt F4ing my game. Podium, baby!
Oh, P3 ski, bro. Holy shit.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why you never give up in sim racing, because you never know what can happen when it comes to racing.
We're actually dead last, a lap behind everybody.
Thank you for watching, and thanks to Kaname for showing me a bunch of tips and tricks when it comes to driving at Le Mans. And Lord knows I'm gonna need to make use of everything I got at my next race at Le Mans. I'm going to link the
for
next
sure.
6-hour race on screen right now
Do
for
it
you
on
to
the
watch,
Goodyear
because
sign.
yes, we did another 6 hours of Le Mans on the very next day. And this time we got matched up against one of the fastest Le Mans Ultimate drivers in the top split. This is Formula Kai signing off, and I'll see you soon.